Hello everyone, welcome back. In this tutorial, I am going to be showing you how to manage your frizzy curly hair. To all my curly girls out there who experience the same struggles as me, I know the challenge it is to find a product that delivers up to what it says. Whether you need your frizz tamed or you just want something that will give you beautiful ringlets without weighing down your hair, I sympathize with you. Because believe me, I have tried so many different products from so many different brands that claim to give you the beautiful ringlets that they show on the commercials, but it just never worked for me. And maybe you're at that point that I was. But that is when I found out about a product that I am about to show you. But before I show you, let's go over what you will need for this tutorial. You will need a hairbrush, whatever you use. You will need a spray bottle and some water to wet your hair. And then last but not least, you will need my favorite product ever, the Maui hair cream. This hair cream is absolutely amazing. I don't know exactly what the secret to it is, but it works so amazing. It is the Moisture Hair Care Curl Quench. And believe me, when it says curl quench, it delivers it. It has coconut oil, and this one, there's many different ones you can get. But this one is the Curl Smoothie, and this is for thick and curly hair, which it's pretty obvious. So yeah, this is what my hair looks like when I don't do it. And many days I don't feel like doing my hair because I don't have time, and it just takes so long. But I have it like this so I can show you all how to do this. So the first thing you want to do is you want to wet your hair. I will say if you're one of those people who shower in the morning, then once your hair is already wet, you can go ahead and put the curl cream in after you brush it. But if not, you want to go ahead and you want to spray your hair completely wet. You don't want it damp, but you don't want it soaking either. You want it just wet enough, but not dripping. Depends on how thick your hair is how long this is going to take. This is the longest part. It's just spraying in all the water. Again, I will say, if you have the option to shower beforehand, much more convenient. Alright, now that my hair is completely wet, you want to make sure you brush it out so that we have a clear, unsnarled palette, if you will, to work with. You also want to divide where you want your part first. And for me, I like to have my part a little bit off to the right side of my head. All right, now that that's done, take the little miracle stuff. Now I will say more is less. This is one of those things that if you put too much in, it won't really create a problem though. But you have to have just enough or else it won't do what it's supposed to do. It smells so good, it feels so nice. This is how much you want to take to start off with, because you want to put it in sections. That's what I found is the best way to do it. Rub it between your hands and then divide your hair into two sections and run your fingers through your hair like this. You can even scrunch it or rub it a bit just to make sure you get all the product off. Then you want to take a little more of about the same amount and do it to the other side. Just want to make sure you get all the product off your fingers, like so. Then, what we want to do is we want to make sure that the upper half of our hair is just as much conditioned as the lower part. Because before, when I used to do this, I find that the bottom look half was great, and then the top's all poof, and we don't want that. That's not cute. So then I'm going to be taking a little bit more than I had, and I'm going to tilt to one side and gently do the tops, but not near as much. I don't want to get rid of all the product this time. And then do the same for the back. Now I want to go on to underneath the top layer of hair. Because if you don't do quite underneath, like all the way to the scalp, even though nobody's really going to notice, underneath, the hair that's underneath is going to poof and make it a little bit more voluminous. Now, if you want volume, by all means go ahead and skip this step. But me, I have quite enough. So I am definitely not going to skip this step. So you want to take a little bit more and you want to go underneath like this, but being very gentle with it, almost like you're tossing it a bit, because you don't need a lot of product underneath. You just want enough so that it doesn't poof, but we're not necessarily trying to form perfect ringlets underneath. Like that. And if you have any extra product, you can apply them to the ends. Now this step is optional. This is kind of an experimental step. You can take your hairbrush and you can brush it all down and make it flat, and then let your hair naturally curl on its own the way it does when it dries. And by doing that, you can have your ringlets form the way that you want them to form, but they're not going to be frizzy and they're not going to be messy. Or what you can do is you can leave it the way it is, kind of a little bit curly already, and you can let it dry this way. I'm going to let my hair dry this way, just so you can see the effect that it gives, but if you want to brush it and then let it form regular ringlets on its own, then by all means go ahead and try that. You can do both ways. So I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to come back and I will show you what this looks like. Alright, my hair has dried, and this is the finished product. It took me about an hour to fully dry. Depending on the thickness of your hair will depend on how long it takes to dry. And as you can tell, they are not frizzy. They are neatly formed little ringlets. I have about 3B size ringlets. Yours will be whatever size your ringlets are. And you can see it's very organized, it's very flowy, it's very natural. You can see more underneath. It's not frizzy, which is amazing. That is the huge thing for me. You see underneath, it has enough volume, but not too much volume. It's very collected. As you can see here, this little one is very collected. This one, they're springy, bouncy, beautiful curls that you will love. And yeah, this is the result I got. Yours may not look exactly like mine, but it will look your best hair, whatever that looks like. The only thing I will say is don't touch it too much. It's not gonna become frizzy or anything, but you don't want to play with it too much. You definitely do not want to brush it. You definitely don't want to run your fingers through it for any reason or mess it too much. You can definitely style it, whether you want to pull it up or maybe put it in a ponytail. You can definitely style it, but taking it in and out of ponytails or maybe putting it up and down will ruin the clean, concise look of it. So as much as you can, avoid touching it. But other than that, these curls will last you all day and they will stay clean and bouncy and beautiful, and your friends will love it, and so will you. If you found this tutorial helpful, give me a big thumbs up, tell a friend, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!